Seeking validation feels natural because humans are wired for social acceptance, but when your sense of worth becomes dependent on how others respond to you, it creates instability, because you are placing your identity in something you cannot control, and that means your confidence rises and falls based on reactions, opinions, and attention. Most people don't realize they are doing this because it often hides in normal behavior, checking how people respond to what you say, adjusting your actions to gain approval, or feeling uneasy when your efforts are not acknowledged, and over time, this builds a pattern where your decisions are influenced more by expected reactions than personal conviction. The real issue is not wanting validation, it is relying on it as your primary source of self-worth, because when that happens, you begin to lose clarity on what you actually think, want, or believe, and instead, you shape yourself to fit what will be accepted, which leads to internal conflict. The shift begins when you create internal standards that are not dependent on external feedback, so instead of asking, "Do they approve?" you ask, "Did I act in alignment with what I believe is right?" Because when your evaluation system becomes internal, your stability increases. You also need to reduce your exposure to constant feedback loops, especially environments where validation is immediate and addictive, because the more you depend on those systems, the harder it becomes to operate without them, and once you begin to act based on your own standards consistently, you start to rebuild a sense of self that is not easily shaken. And if this is something you've been struggling with, then you already see why changing this pattern shifts how you live entirely.